Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Wonder Woman.
Yay, Wonder Woman!
Getting canceled.
Oh.
Well,
after that last movie, it was kind of rapey. I'm surprised it wasn't canceled before this.
Yeah, right. So we're going to talk about turmoil in the DCEU. Now that James Gunn is in charge of the DCEU, there are rumors flying that he's basically going to start over. Just start over, hit the reset button on everything. We're going to talk about the rumors that Wonder Woman 3 has been canceled, that Aquaman...
Yeah, it's all rumor right now.
It's all rumor.
I want to make that very clear.
And he's actually addressing it, and he's basically giving non-answers. He's like, well, we haven't really decided what we're going to do yet, but I do think that the what is left of the Snyderverse might be swept away, even if, by some miracle, Henry Cavill winds up staying on as Superman. I think it's going to be a fresh start. They're still going...
Well, he might still, because Zaslav wanted him back.
Yeah.
So he might still.
He's a good Superman who was in depressing movies.
And some of these movies might be... I agree. Some of these movies might be canceled, like Wonder Woman. Doesn't mean that Gal Gadot's gone. It just means that movie's canceled. It doesn't mean that they're replacing everybody.
Yeah, they talked about, Jason Momoa might be out as Aquaman after Aquaman 2, but it does seem like they're going to reboot the whole damn thing.
I know they can get rid of Amber Heard.
Yeah, right. So Black Adam, look, wasn't a huge hit. The Rock is maintaining that it's still going to turn a profit, but they were hoping this was actually going to be the big reset.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, is it out? It's out. I think it's out.
I think it's out, yeah.
I don't know. It's on digital. We didn't go to the theater to see it. It had a good opening weekend, but then it did drop off a cliff.
To be fair, though, so many movies are doing the same thing.
Yes.
There's definitely a trend where everything's doing really well opening. Now, the only time I see a difference is that the word of mouth gets out that something is really, really, really good. You'll see an uptick, but usually it just drops off.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this and what is going on here, and James Gunn addressing it and all of that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 282, almost 283,000 subs.
Woo.
Thank you for the support. We do talk.
Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe.
Smash it. Bop it.
Shamash.
Smash it. Flick it. Bop it.
Flick it, you say.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about this. We do talk about comics. We talk about movies. We talk about comic book movies. We've talked about the DCEU, the Snyderverse drama. We've talked about the Flash drama. We talked about Black Adam, which I thought was kind of a weird. Like, if you're going to reboot the DCEU, Black Adam is like, it's kind of a weird pick to reboot the DCEU, right? Like a really obscure villain, and we're gonna reboot it that way.
What? Sorry, I was still thinking about the flicking.
Flicking. Well, we're gonna get to the flicking.
You're meaning flicking like flicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
Yeah, flicking flicks. That's what we're gonna talk about. So yeah. There were rumors going around that Wonder Woman 3 has been canceled. James Gunn and Peter Safron broke the news to Patty Jenkins that her third Wonder Woman installment was canceled.
Well, this woman's just having all kinds of trouble because she was supposed to do Rogue Squadron, and that got put on the back burner. And it might have been so she could go do this because she was contractually obligated, and now she might not lose them both.
Yeah, now they said considered dead in its current incarnation. I think this rumor, I'm not sure where it came from exactly, but he actually addresses it.
Again, rumor.
They're saying that Jason Momoa might be done.
That's sad. I wouldn't mind. Jason Momoa as Aquaman was fun.
Yeah, Henry Cavill may or may not be back as Superman. Basically,
big mistake to not bring Henry Cavill back. Just telling you.
Basically, it sounds like James Gunn and Peter Safran are trying to get together a battle plan for the DCEU going forward. They were teasing Kingdom Come, I think. They had a picture of the cover for Kingdom Come. I don't know if that's how they're going to go with it, but I have to wonder if they're not going to, if it's not going to be a jokier DCEU.
I'm sorry. He looks like an edgier Santa Claus.
Edgy Santa Claus, that's, James Gunn. Yeah, it was so weird.
He could do like an OnlyFans Santa Claus edition.
Oh, God, no. No, he got canceled for dressing as a priest and making priest jokes. You want him to do an OnlyFans Santa Claus? What the hell?
We could do the priest thing too. He just looks like, like some,
James.
He looks like a hotter version of Santa Claus, and he's not even
hotter.
He's not cute.
Hot Santa Claus?
He's not cute, but I'm just saying, like, if you have a younger, hotter version of Santa Claus with the glasses, that's James Gunn.
And this is my elf, Flicky the elf.
Okay, I like that. That's fun.
Flicky the elf. Yeah, she keeps the chocolate hot. Anyway, James Gunn says DC plan will build upon what has worked and rectify what has not. So this is what he said on Twitter. So, as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it's true, some of it's half true, some of it's not true, and some of it we haven't decided on whether or not it's true.
Okay, I think that's funny though.
This is how I would answer questions.
That's how I would answer questions too.
James, you could just say, I don't know what the fuck we're doing yet.
I can't say no, or I know, but I'm not telling you.
Pretty much. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're just beginning.
You considered a retreat.
Peter,
that's what Marvel does.
Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation,
Okay, so we do have information here. They're trying to tell a story across all those different media. So they're going for a Endgame type.
Yeah.
It sounds like,
What could possibly go wrong? Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing with DC. I mean, DC and media has always been all over the place. It's like every movie franchise is its own thing. They've rebooted Batman 3 times, The TV shows are separate continuity from the movies, except when they confuse it and they bring Ezra Miller's Flash into the Flash TV show, and then you're like, what the hell is going on here? So in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we're not going to make every single person happy every step of the way. Snyderverse fans. But we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters.
As long as the characters we know, you cherish.
We know you cherish.
All the ones that we know.
Yes. As for more answers about the future of the DCEU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We're giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve. We ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. So, I mean, that actually is kind of promising. James Gunn, I know, is a comic book fan. And he's basically like, we want these characters to be themselves.
Right. That'd be a nice, refreshing change.
The Snyderverse movies... I like Zack Snyder's Justice League a hell of a lot better than the theatrical version.
Yeah, the theatrical version didn't make any sense. Most of it was like, what?
Yeah, but to say that was, those were the comic book accurate depictions of Justice League characters, not so much.
That's not true either,
Not so much, It was a mixed bag. So, I would like to see DC characters being DC characters for once,
Oh, but DC is notorious for changing some stuff for some really unusual reasons. I mean, not as much I think as Marvel. But
lately the comics have been freaking weird. We've been covering that, and it was so shocking. I don't know if this was up because they had that guy come in as publisher or creative director, Daniel Cherry III, who was an activist, and basically DC was mostly fine, and then this guy came in, and all the comics got hella weird. Every other month, characters that have been historically straight are suddenly gay or bi for no reason. They're swapping characters. Everything that Marvel did.
All these dudes have boyfriends.
Yeah, Tim Drake, who regardless of whether or not he's gay or straight or bi or whatever, all of a sudden is femme when he was always, the best Robin.
You're not allowed to be, masculine anymore. It's threatening.
It's threatening to be masculine.
I'm feminine and I'm threatening, so
You are. You've got bigger balls than I do.
I've been told multiple times I'm very intimidating, and I'm really not. I'm actually quite nice.
You are, but I don't like you angry.
So I can't like you angry either, so it's fair.
I'm actually worse.
Yeah, you're worse. It just doesn't happen as much.
It doesn't happen as often, but I'm volcanic, I think, is the volcanic.
And usually I don't back down. I'm just like, hell no. And then it gets worse. Anyway.
They basically they made an entire article out of his tweet thread, and he's like, more or less like, we're listening, we're trying to figure this shit out. I think they're trying to come up with a roadmap.
Well, they need to show and not tell.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And the roadmap, they're right. It's going to take a while because it's taken Marvel how many years to figure it out. Like I said, this is a retreat to figure out Phase 5. So it's going to take a while. They're not going to tell us.
No, there are so many missed opportunities here, though. I mean, all you got to do is just give people the Justice League or the Super Friends, that they remember that kind of cross media, and give us proper Superman, proper Batman, proper Wonder Woman, and everything else will fall into place. But we need to have a solid Superman movie, give us a solid Batman movie, and then build off of that. It's not that hard. I mean, it really isn't that hard, but for some reason, these studios, they keep tripping themselves up.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, we've got to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.